Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with the M.
Auntie.
Listen, we're just gonna keep it real today. We're kind of winging it today, but we're gonna say this. I'm gonna start off by saying this: men ain't shit, and women ain't shit. I'm gonna say that as a general fucking statement. Men ain't shit, women ain't shit. So you can't nobody be send me comments talking about, I'm a good dude. I try to do what I can do. Or women say, why you gonna put me on that shit? No, because what's happening right now in society as a general is everybody's being thrown in the same fucking pot. The good
Right.
guys, the bad girls, the bad dudes, and everybody's just saying everybody's shit. And that's not true. So today we're gonna talk about that and y'all have to make some decisions. And what I mean by that is please don't rush into relationships quickly. Get to know the person. And Lord, please don't get her pregnant. And please, ladies, don't let him get you pregnant. Because that starts off a whole nother thing that's a pretty ugly and pretty nasty situation that we've been seeing all the time. And you are living it. Some of y'all probably going to look at this as shit. I'm living that shit he talking about. Yes, I'm talking to you. So other people, you ain't quite there yet. You probably sit with a dude, watch, you say, I wonder if he's gonna be that kind of dude gonna be with me, for the rest of my life because I love him, he's cute, he smells good, all preliminary shit. That shit changes overnight. So it takes work.
Saying real quick.
Real quick. We're gonna talk about how people just have to make much better decisions. Don't be so impulsive, you know, because it saves you some problems down the road. And as we was talking before the podcast about the cause and effect. We always look at the effect. Badass kids, bad relationships, they hate each other, they
Gonna
take care of responsibilities.
self.
Yes, look at all that shit. But
Yeah.
if you step back for 1 second, those of you who have already in the effect stage, you already went there. So you're going through this bullshit. But there's a lot of people who haven't gotten to the effect stage. You're actually in the cause phase.
Hmm.
So we're trying to give you some information so you can avoid being in a situation of a lot of people that you see are in the effect stage of their relationships and their lives. So we just want you to really stop thinking. Stop being an emotional creature about relationships and actually think logically about relationships and who you're really looking at.
Hmm.
Especially for women, y'all emotional any goddamn way, T. So
So
you know what y'all do.
I
Y'all
was
go for anybody that looks good. Oh my God, he smells good. I'm gonna have his baby. That's what y'all do.
so, so women, it seems like you didn't have to go there. I'm ready. I can't believe you just threw us out there like that. What I'm noticing though, it seems like women are super emotional in the front end and men are super emotional on the back end. Meaning, when we first meet, I got all the butterflies in my stomach, and I'm like, yes, he smells so good. Oh my goodness, he's so fine. He on my line. I can't wait till he call me tonight. Oh yes, tell me good night, tell me good morning, tell me all the sweet nothings in my ear, right?
Yep.
When we break up, women
Oh,
cause ice a lot of times.
yes.
The emotions get shut down. Now we got boundaries. Now we don't want you on our line. And now y'all turn super emotional. I can't believe you did this to me. That's how we doing it. You just gonna leave like that? Yeah. And then y'all get all the emotions, get the flaring. Y'all out there down on bending knees and whatnot, begging, trying to recruit your friends to come sing outside my apartment and whatnot. That emotion thing go both ways.
Well, T, I want to speak for the men. As men, we are not trained or taught to handle our emotions. We're actually emotionally immature.
Yeah.
At no stage in our lives growing up to become when we reach manhood do anyone teach us how to handle our emotions. 9 times out of 10, they tell you if you're in pain, suck it up, shut the fuck up, man up. So you don't really speak. You remain silent when it comes to emotional stuff. So you don't get to uh, uh, learn about your emotions or how to handle things emotionally. You find out when somehow you get a young lady who you
Mhm.
like, and in the beginning we hard, we trying to show you a little love, but we ain't trying to give you our heart and lay out there, sing a cute sweat song or some shit like that. Like girl, I love you, baby. No, we ain't doing all that shit. We're gonna try to, give you a little bit of this and that. But along the way, we actually become infatuated with you guys. We actually begin to, damn, I like her. She's a good person. She treats me well. We don't argue a lot, and she's pretty easygoing. And surprisingly to us, we now become emotionally attached to you in a weird sort of way. We don't even know how. We're so immature. We don't even know when we're connected. We just
Mhm.
like we were walking and walking, and we got connected. We still walking and walking. Like I ain't connected yet. You've been connected about 5, 6 months that away. He's
Yeah.
still walking and talking. And then we get comfortable. As men, we don't know. We're emotionally immature. We're comfortable. So then we start doing things. She accept this, she accept that, and then y'all kind of give us the boundaries. Like, yeah, you can do. Oh, you reach the boundary. Oh, can't do it. Go but so far. But then some of us are so immature that we do some stupid shit and think, oh, she'll accept anything I do. She accepted this. Oh, she got some boundaries. Well, she'll let me stretch until you get over the boundary, and then she shuts you down. And then she's like, I don't want to fucking date you no more. You
Mhm.
don't listen to me. I try to tell you. Now we're surprised, like, huh? What? You let me do this? Still don't know. And then you'll say, this is it. This is over. And when you're like, over, it don't really hit us like, over? You
Yeah.
have to go, we have to walk away from that shit. It's like, over? I don't what
Yeah.
the fuck should be about over. You call her. Oh, shit, she ain't picking up.
No.
I'm going to text you. Shit goes unanswered. You're
Mhm.
like, what the fuck? She ain't even looking at my shit. So now that emotion that you was attacked way back then now kicks in. You're like, because before if you didn't give a fuck, you're like, ah, fuck the fuck. I move on, find somebody else. But no, you're now attached. You're now emotionally attached. You don't know how to handle that shit. And listen, I knew some dudes that I'm gonna say because it's college. I know a dude who was so pissed off at his girl back in the day who broke up with him. That Negro told me, and I quote, I'm gonna go to her house and flatten all her tires.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
What?
y'all get to acting out with that anger, man. That anger can become something else. Yeah. Those emotions can do something different. I mean, they both can.
Absolutely. But for us, we can't control it. It's new to
Mhm.
us. Y'all women, y'all deal with the emotion stuff. You deal with emotions shit all the time. For
Yeah.
us, that emotions that we're not supposed to show, now we have them. We don't
Mhm.
know how to fucking deal with them. So that's why you get the stalker or the guy who's, trying to kidnap you or do that crazy shit because he don't know what to do with his emotions. But y'all do that to us. Y'all do the things to us, make us connect to you, make you feel good about you that you'll never leave us. So it's all new to us.
Yeah,
And you,
it's all the woman's fault. I get it. I get it. We done did that to you, told you
yes,
it, and then you just did your own thing, and then thought she was supposed to stick around for it, and then was shocked when she left. That's right.
I mean, and then what happens is, as guys, we don't really talk. I mean, emotions is one of those things. We don't sit around and talk about emotional shit. Men just don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And a society, oh, you shouldn't talk about it. But then this is why men die early. Men drink a lot. Men use drugs because men don't deal with their feelings and their emotions. And you have to, because we are human. Even though we're men, we're still human, and we have to be able to learn how to deal with emotions. And that's how a lot of relationships go bad because we as men can't deal with emotions. Women, y'all are emotional. And certain situations you get into, you can't really talk about it because as a man, you don't know how to talk about your emotions to another woman. You can kind of tell her how you feel without really telling her how you feel. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
jumbled up. It takes a lot for us to say, okay, we need to become emotionally intelligent, and that takes work. And a lot of men don't even know where to start to do that. And usually when it kicks in is when we're in relationships with women and when we're in a situation that we're battling you. We're trying to understand you. Because again, y'all from Venus. We're from Mars. It's,
Right.
it's kind of hard to understand women. Y'all, you kind of give us the I don't want to say the double face, but the two face. But you give us one emotion, and it's really another emotion, but we don't really know what that really means. So again, that goes back to communication. Communication has got to be key. So everybody has to be open to communication because if we don't, then we look at all the bullshit that happens if you oh Lord, if you fuck around and have a baby. Now it gets real nasty. Real nasty with y'all. Dealing with y'all.
Wow, with us though, dealing with it. I mean, huh? Because by that point, it's like acts of betrayal and acts of betrayal against the woman. That's how a woman is normally feeling, right? If
Mm-hmm.
the situation doesn't work out and we have a baby together, and I thought that we were going to be together, kind of forever type of thing. And for whatever reason, forever didn't work out. Generally, the woman doesn't feel like it's her fault that, forever didn't work out. It's your fault. And so if forever didn't work out for me, and now, like we said, perhaps women feel tainted after they've given you a child and you're not their forever person, because now I have to go find another man to take care of me and your child, because whether or not you take care of your kid on the weekends or during the summers or send over a check or not, they're still going to be in the household ultimately with another man if I marry. So now perhaps a woman feels tainted, so you can understand a woman feeling scorned because she has a child by a man who's not willing to take care of her wholeheartedly.
And I feel you on that. And here's something else I was thinking recently. And I'm gonna throw it out there. I was looking at some different stories like with divorce court, some other court shows, and it just bing hit me in the top of my head. I think, maybe wrong, but I'm just gonna put it out there. I think women never ever get over the guy that she had a baby by because every day she looks at this baby who's a product of a relationship that she thought would end in marriage, but it ended in disappointment. So it's almost to me, it's like women take it out, not consciously, maybe subconsciously, like when you see that kid that looks like that guy who you thought your life was going to be white picket fence and all that beautiful shit, it didn't turn out that way. It's almost like a resentment. I may be wrong. Is it a resentment towards the kid? Because now I'm stuck with this motherfucker. I'm really got to, he'd just leave and leave. He leave and left me with a baby. And now I gotta ask this goofy motherfucker to help take care of something he helped bring here. And I gotta look at this kid every day and be reminded of the bad decision that I made. Do women
I
think like
think
that?
I think that women in generally, if you are in a situation that you're like in struggling to maintain financially, struggling to maintain your energy, struggling to maintain a proper relationship, you're going to start resenting a lot of things. But if you're a woman who is not finding themselves in a struggle financially, emotionally, energetically, in relationships, you're not going to resent much of anything in your life. So whether it's a child that you're resenting, whether it's the family that you was born into that you start to resent, whether it's the neighborhoods that you are familiar with that you're kind of living in that you resent, people who kind of have struggles in their life, right? And my
Mm-hmm.
are the ones who feel the resentment, and whatever you decide to resent in that life because of those struggles, that's just you, that's personal. Definitely you can harbor that within your child, but I don't think it's just specific to children. um
Mm-hmm.
and I do think it but I do think it is specific to someone struggling. I don't think we talk about or see someone who is in a thriving happy relationship, who is financially secure, and mentally like stable and happy, who is resenting any parts of their life, especially like their children, who is them.
Mm-hmm. And see, and I asked that question because there's another thing I was reading about is the the lack of success of single mothers compared to single fathers.
Mhm.
So I'm going to read this quickly. It says children raised by single mothers are more likely to fare worse on a number of dimensions, including school, social, emotional development, their health, success in the labor market, their risk of parental abuse and neglect, particularly by the live-in boyfriends who are not their biological fathers. More likely to become teen parents, likely to not graduate from high school, get more into drugs and alcohol. It's like the risk is greater from them than, let's say, a single father raising them. So I thought that
Is
was weird.
who's the source on that?
This is the Brookings Institute. Um,
Send me the link on.
yeah, it's brookings.edu and look up articles
And then did
and
they cite there? Did they must have cited at the bottom of that? What did they cite?
Uh, it's a pretty lengthy one, so I'll send it to you so you can take a look at it. But basically, they're saying a lot of things is educational wise because the mothers are not not making money to take care of the kids.
Yeah, so
So,
that's the thing that I was going to speak to as we speak about facts, stats, and statistics and all that good stuff that we're kind of making inferences off of a lot of these things. It seems like, um,
hmm
I think that where you live at and your financial makeup is a bigger determinant of a lot of those factors than no, I wonder. I can't make that statement. I'm just wondering if where you're living at in your financial situation is that just as big as a determinant as a person being a single mother, meaning um the single mother who lives in a poverty stricken situation versus the single mother who's not, who is well educated and who has a good job, who can maintain her children. Does the children have the same outcomes when you compare the two? Because when we speak about the single mother, we speak about the single mother as if there is not an education difference in mothers,
hmm
single or not, and there's also going to be a financial difference in the upbringings of these children. So we can't like just negate those factors when we're talking about raising children in single households, because if what we're saying is that 80% of the children being raised in single parent households or with single women are being raised in poverty stricken situations, and this is the outcome, then let's talk about the entire situation as opposed to pretending as if, just having a woman who probably is raising the kid against her own will by herself um, is just doing just like this crap ass poor job just because she wanted to. Because
yeah, that's true.
it's getting fucking weird at this point in the Instagram, in the podcast realm, that we're trying to drive home, that 80% of people were raised by single mothers, and now, the whole population is fucked because of that. Like the whole population's not screwed, believe it or not. So if 80% of people came out of single, parent households or from a single mother, then I mean, what would the population really be looking like if it's really as bad as the stats are kind of speaking to them being? It's I just feel like it deserves a little more investigation.
Yeah, and that's why I say I always when I hear someone you like on IG and on the other podcasts, you hear this shit. That shit sound crazy.
And
And
they never
then
cite, I'm sorry, but they never cite their source. That's why I asked.
no, no, they don't. And that's why I had it pulled up. I said, let me send it to you. And in fact, people who watching the podcast were able to see it too, because I think I put it up on the side so you can take a look at it. Because we deal with facts. We don't
Yeah,
pull shit out our ass. We don't go out there just for the clickbait and that bullshit. We want this information to make you better. We want you to make good decisions for your life. So we're not just trying to get you to say, oh, this is a fight. No, we want you to be better and want the kids to be happier.
it's just not like nice on the ears, like agreeable. Just can't say things that are agreeable when it's not, indeed representing, the truth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that kind of goes back to where I said cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
Women and men have to talk. Communication is the key to success. It now it may down the road change, but that's only if you stop communicating. Because if you're communicating and truly communicating, everyone knows what's on everybody's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I've heard on a lot of different things is people saying shit because they think that's what they're thinking, but not really asking them. Oh, based on their actions, I think that's what they're doing, what they're thinking. But did you fucking ask them? If you didn't ask them, that's an assumption. And we know about assumptions makes an ass out of you and me. So talk. Before get past the cute and the pretty and all that shit, and find out what the fuck they're about. Can you just have that communication and know what they're really about? And if women, if you meet a guy, ask that motherfucker what he do for a living. And when you meet him, if he's telling you, I'm in between jobs trying to figure that shit out, he 30 some years old, run, woman.
It's like believing people when they speak and when they show themselves exactly, who they are. If a man, and this is not like to be a gold digger, but the certain type of car that a man drives does speak to how he's moving around. A man who don't own a car and he live in the suburbs, it's that sound a little red flaggish, because it's like, well, do you have a driver's license? Do you have a job? Like, can you get car insurance? Are you like a reckless driver to where they took away your, like, there are reasons why people, adults in the suburbs don't have a car. And if you don't, I'm gonna need you to justify that, because if not, it sounds like you have the potential to be an irresponsible man, and vice versa for a woman. You come across, especially a single woman who doesn't have certain things by a certain time. Maybe she's not planning for the future, which does speak to a certain level of irresponsibility. It does speak to a certain level of lack of self-care. People are telling you exactly who they are, and you're refusing to listen and hear exactly what it is that they're saying. A girl who always wants to go out to eat to, super expensive restaurants outside of the area that she lives in, like, let's keep it real. She might not be the one that's super family oriented if her nails are done a certain type of way, or if her edges are laid a certain, that she might not be ready to have a family quite yet. um Hairlines do speak volumes, like
Yes,
baby and all. Baby hairs and all.
that's
um
very true.
yeah, so don't like ignore the signs and the conversations that you're having with people, and be upfront, y'all. Like, straight up tell people exactly what you're out here looking for. If you want to just have a good time with somebody, then have a good time. But don't tell somebody that you want to have a good time and that good time turns into y'all procreating, and now you devastated because the man is like, what, you having the baby? Like, I thought you was maybe on birth control. Because generally people who just out to have a good time have protected themselves. And whether the man has protected himself from procreating, 9 times out of 10 he's looking for the woman to have done that part, and that's normally via some type of contraception. um
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
that is, as I'm coming to understand, the popular situation that the men today are having with the women, and that they're saying that they're coming into a pool to quote unquote play, right? And a pool with women who are claiming that they're coming to play, right? That's what we're both communicating that.
Mm-hmm.
But playing ends up to some serious ish, and that means us creating a child,
Hmm.
right?
That's true.
That nah, plan B, that situation. And the woman is like, clutching her pearls, like, how dare you? Well, because you had communicated to that man that you were here just to play, and now you taking something from a playful situation into something that's very serious. And that's just now a gray area,
It
because
is.
truly the man could have protected himself if he decided that he wanted to play. So he certainly did get got, but he didn't get got like without knowing. So
And
now,
that's true.
yeah, so now we enter into this gray area where it's like he don't really want to take care of the kid, but now he's financially, like, legally attached to this child. And as you should, you put shit out into the world, you got to pick your shit up and take care of it. Um but that's how we get into that gray areas, because we communicating and it's not the truth.
Oh my God, that's so damn true. And men, I don't give a fuck if you're playing, not playing, whatever. Wear a condom.
They not doing that, Malcolm. You need to go ahead and shut your mouth.
Listen,
Hey, man.
I'm telling these dumb motherfuckers, listen, either wear a condom, you dumb motherfucker, or pay the consequences. The
No,
cause is not wearing a condom. The effect is paying child support for
this
18 motherfucking years. And
they
they never go away.
they
Trust me.
this Russian roulette out here.
Okay, he paying man Russian roulette when you going in that barbershop, go cut your motherfucking hair, and also the cop come in and say, "I'm looking for your motherfucking ass." Oh shit, child support. You run out the back door, cops chase you out the back door, drag you inside the fucking courtroom. You can't keep a job because that's the other thing about these different states now. Before people could just duck. I ain't paying child support. Fuck it, they catch me. Well, now they can't catch you because every time you go get a job, there's a paperwork they file at HR that says, let's see if you have any child support out there, so they can go and attach your money.
Yeah.
So the fun ain't all fun when you run around and your pockets are tapped
Or you
every fucking
and
two
you
weeks.
you
Yep,
know, there's a few things in between, the baby and the baby.
that's true. The burning and the diseases and all the other shit.
Those things
So
are real. And some of them are recurring and some of them don't go away. So y'all
that
can
is true.
put that in the game if you want to.
See,
But or you could
that,
just your local CVS or Walgreens or your gas station. Most gas stations have the protection that is necessary for ladies and gentlemen can buy them. Ladies are allowed to buy them also. You don't
absolutely.
have to have the man buy them, but men, that's your job to, protect yourselves. And when you don't protect yourself and you give your liquid gold away for free, and then you mad that she's attached you to herself for 18 years and you feel like, well, I'm a piece of shit ass man, why would she want to attach herself to me? Well, guess what? She's an even less piece of shit probably than you are. So like, why not attach herself to you? Technically, use the come up now. So
Exactly.
don't be dumb. Don't be dumb.
No,
And
no.
I think a lot of times when the man gets emotional, in my opinion, he get real stupid, right? And
Mm-hmm.
real stupid. The girl done subpoenaed you to child support, and now you just sitting there like, oh my God, I can't believe I got court coming up in 2 or 3 months. You'll sit there and you'll be scrolling on your phone, reading every article from ESPN. You'll be still video gaming your life away. You going to work talking about some you putting in overtime. You will not a time Google nothing about no courts in your state that's dealing with anything that this woman has just filed paperwork on you. You will not inform yourself. You will not seek out information. Like 9 times out of 10, the men are showing up and they're just blind.
They
Now,
are. They
yeah,
really are.
I'm not saying that you should be able to afford legal counsel because some men cannot. And I'm also not saying that you need to be able to become like super well versed in legal jargon and all that other good stuff, but like some basic FAQs that are found, frequently asked questions that are found on your county's court system website, that yeah, you can go to your local county district or whatever the papers are filed in, and just read up on some things that are your options and what's available to you, before you just show up super blind, because a lot of the men are getting taken advantage of because they don't understand that you present the judge whatever you have to present them on that day.
Mm,
On that day. You don't come to court and be like, oh, well, I know that. Oh, well, I forgot that. Like, what? No, today's the day. If you don't have it today in any court in the USA, either you have to ask for it to be continued, or the judge got to go for what the information we have here today.
that is true. They
And
ain't
a
gonna
lot,
come back and wait for that shit. They're gonna
no,
wait, or we'll go back in 2 more weeks and come back with that information.
because you knew you was coming to court, so you didn't, seek out information. You didn't see, well, how can I get myself, ready for the day? Like, I'm gonna just show up blind. Why would you
Mm-hmm.
like going to an interview and not, Googling how to prepare yourself for an interview? Just
Mm.
blind, but
Exactly.
blind. That's what we do nowadays with a smartphone in our hand. We do stuff blindly. 9 times out of 10, whatever you're thinking about in your head, you can find it on YouTube. So you don't even have to read up on these things. You can literally go on YouTube. How do I make a cake? YouTube. How do I file my taxes? YouTube. How do I file paperwork in the court? YouTube. What could possibly happen in the court underneath this situation? YouTube, YouTube, and probably how to ride a bike is on YouTube.
Pretty much everything you can even think about is on YouTube.
YouTube University is pumping. And if
Yes, it
y'all
is.
YouTube to watch your sports reruns and your little comedic relief situations, you're being foolish.
Yes,
You're being taken advantage of.
absolutely. And T, I'm gonna say something that's gonna just blow this entire goddamn podcast out the water. I'm talking to you men, directly to you. Get a motherfucking DNA test done. Go and get a fucking test done. Don't sit around and be okey doke and shit and just say, I fucked her, so I gotta be my kid. No, motherfucker. She can fuck many people. And you be the sucker she grab and put you on child support. And if you're a dumbass, don't go out and get a DNA test, you'll be stuck for 18 years. Because if you sit there and think I'm 1,000% sure it's your baby. And y'all have seen Maury. You've seen Maury for all the 30 fucking years he's on TV. And if he ran a test or a statistic on how many of them women came back as the fathers that they said the fathers are the fathers, it's probably 50-50. So again, flip a coin. You may be or may not be. Spend the fucking money. Don't buy no video games. Don't do whatever the fuck you need to do. I don't know how much the money, how much it costs. Get you a DNA goddamn test. If the DNA test says yes, you're the daddy, hello to fatherhood, handle your business. If not, then you take that when you said you are not the father, you do your little two-step and a jump and a flip and run out the motherfucking door, never touch her and see her again.
But some men won't. See, I think to clean that up, as eloquently as you put it, I think I think we can sum that up to say have those super hard conversations that are going to hurt someone's feelings, because you'd rather hurt someone's feelings today and be forgiven for being wrong later than to live 18 years trying to fight, something inside of the court system, or, just having your heart trampled on later on because you were afraid to hurt people's feelings. Because generally speaking, if you've been with somebody and you not just ask them for a DNA test, but you're adamant about receiving this DNA,
Mm-hmm.
because that's basically what we're saying, is that it's okay to insist and be adamant about getting a DNA test with your significant other, um, and understand that perhaps in today's society still just making such a request can deeply offend a lot of women, especially being in a sensitive and super emotional space while pregnant, right? You can deeply offend that woman, and she might have some shit to get over after making such a request. But we're saying it's okay to, you know, it's okay to go there, and we're just trying to normalize making those requests, because why not? If it's true, it's true. If that's your baby, then that's your baby. And if
Exactly.
then let the person who actually should be, or let, if you want to be held accountable for another man's child, let us just all be aware that that's what's happening, and that's fine. There's lots of men, not lots, but there's plenty of men who have signed up to raise, you know, their wives or their girlfriend's child from another man because of several different reasons. Um, and it's moving on. That's their family. Nothing more, nothing less.
Absolutely.
But
And the thing is, not to cut you off, T, but
mhm,
just and more importantly than it, and what I said, but what we forget are the kids.
mhm,
Ultimately, those kids grow up, and
mhm,
ultimately, those kids, you don't want to lie to those kids. If you're the father, you're the father. If you're going to take that responsibility because the man who had the baby to walk away, I commend you to the max. But the kid has to not be surprised when it goes to get something like a driver's license or to get their birth certificate when they're about to go get something or get their passports and realize that the man that they thought was their father is not really their father, and that opens up a wound because a lot of people say, "I don't want to have that conversation." It's a tough conversation. You're going to have that conversation,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's when they're of age where they can understand what you're talking about, or before, hopefully before they reach the age of 18 and 19, and they find out the hard way. Because then it becomes a lot. Now the kid thinks you're lying to them, they can't trust you, and now the kid has to go through a lot of things. So just always remember, no matter what the adults go through, ultimately the kids are the ones who suffers the most from lies. So and we see it all the time. We see it every day in our own families. We see people who we thought were related to somebody and like, oh shit, they're not. And now that kid got to deal with it. Because again, you go to medical issues, it's deeper than just like, oh, that's not my father. Now
Mm-hmm.
you have some medical issues that they need to deal with. They could have some diseases or issues that they have to find out who the father is. And mothers, this I'm gonna talk to you again. Be honest. If you did sleep with someone, just be honest. Just pour everybody. If you slept with the whole football team, bring the entire football team in and let's test them all to make sure we know who the father is. But
So that
please be
sounds
honest.
good. That sounds good. But I came up with the idea that some of these situations, you cannot test these men. They
Huh?
don't know who they were.
P.
They don't know
Okay.
who some of these men, they were in another state. It was just for the night. We don't know all of the circumstances, but somebody, how, he disguised to be the father. Oh, I know, because you don't have a clue in America who that kid's father could be. What type of night was she having?
I see
What
it.
type of some of these women be having a night? They be,
Yes.
let's just be real. They was having a night, and that night got super elated, and they don't know who this. That, yes, no, that's the promiscuity that we talking about, though. See, and you
See,
gotta live with that, and then your kid gotta live with your shit too. You can never find that kid's daddy. You
and oh
can never.
God. Oh,
You was so gone that night. You don't even remember what old boy looked
oh, God damn T.
like.
And you know how sad that is? Because again, you don't pass that fuck shit, that fuckery onto your kid, your innocent kid, because you want to be a hoe that night. You want to go up there and drop it on a whole lot of people. And
Yep,
now I don't know, I forgot. Well, the kid's a product of your fucked up decisions. So
yep,
at least write down a number, take a picture of something. You got a phone, take a picture of his ass. So you say, oh, maybe that's the guy bang. Take a picture of all of them because it's not fair to the kid because you know what happens. If you know who the father is, that the family members start saying, damn, you don't, because little ones, because they talk. You don't know your daddy is the kid. What are you talking about? I heard your mama don't even know who your daddy is, and then you gonna ask the mama, and then she gotta be like, oh shit, I don't know it. And that's not fair to the kid. That's not fair to the baby. You can be trifling all you want, but fuck, please, please, please take a picture, something, a DNA print, scrape some skin off him or something, and put him in a bottle or something so you can go back
but
and find his ass.
I got all that I need. Yeah. And she rolls out. I mean, that's all they wanted. So,
Yeah. So again, ladies, just ladies and gentlemen, when you're
mhm.
out there playing in this goddamn world of dating, in this world of relationships, this could get messy. It could get real messy for a lot of people. And if it gets messy for the men, you're going to end up paying a price for it. And for the women, you're going to pay a price. But in the end, for what? You had a few moments of fun. In some cases, I heard a few seconds of fun. And now you got a whole lifetime of his babies and all this other child support and all this other bullshit that goes along with it. And you're just part of it. What if a woman have another kid? So now you start baby, three baby daddies. So now the hit starts to, the names start to grow, and you got everybody got a different last name. Again, it doesn't bode well to longevity or security within a family because again, all your brothers and sisters got different last names, same mama, different last names. It doesn't bode too well for that kid's future because as we go back to single mothers and they become not stable, the kids don't become stable. People just gotta make better decisions. Again, you just can't rush out there having sex with people. Can you get to know them? Can you get to learn who they are and learn more than just they cute and they sexy and they smell good? Can you just say, hey, can I get to know your background and talk a little bit before you start to have babies or get in relationships with people? Can you do that?
Yeah, get vulnerable in a space outside of the bedroom. Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Yes. I mean, because again, if we do that, then we'll be in a lot better spot than we currently are. And a lot of people just don't want to take that time to want to rush into anything. Please don't rush into anything. Please don't, because rushing. Just look around you. A lot of people rush into a whole lot of shit, and then you see where they're at. They're like coming to you like, "Oh, I made a bad decision," and all they had to do is just stop just a little bit, and then just say, "Hey, I'm going to take some time to do this."
Can
Wait,
I
what would you
say
say?
that? I want to say that 2 years is not a long time. Like, and when I say that because people like to get married after 2 years, people like to get divorced after 2 years. 2 years is not a long time. So if you're doing something and you're doing it, after like a 2 year situation, you might want to really think and reflect like what you did and didn't do within those 2 years, because 2 years is it's not a very long time.
No, no. And again, you may want to wait before you have sex. Again, that don't
Look at it
don't run
as
in
a
the road.
challenge. Look at it as a challenge. It's easy nowadays to just lay up in the bed. That's the easy part. But can you actually get to know this person and stay engaged and enjoy their company? Like, do you enjoy that person and what they bring to the table outside of the bedroom? Hmm,
Um,
we don't
hmm.
know.
We don't know what that means now. Rather than the obvious, the tangible, now you're gonna learn about the intangible.
Hmm.
Because now you get to know what their makeup is. Not just the Trojan horse, but what's inside the Trojan horse. If they have, morals and respect and integrity and character, you'll learn that real quick. If you
Hmm.
don't give them draws up, ladies, you'll learn about that real quick.
Hmm.
If he
Hmm.
has it or not. Because if he don't have it, he'll be gone real soon. And you'll say, whew, I missed that one. Because you don't
Yeah.
want to get caught finding out the hard way, as a lot of them do. It's never good. Never good. So what you want? Anything else you want to say, T, before we wrap
Yeah.
up this episode?
No, I always say no, but then have something to say. Ladies, stop vetting these men off of their pockets. Like, yeah, they could pay some bills. Bitch, you gotta ask more questions than that. Stop playing. any man, any man can send over that little any man can send over that little cash app. What they pretending like men flying them out of town buying you something nice. That's cute. But what you want is a man who's willing to be invested in you. And it's more than financially, right? It's emotionally, it's spiritually, right? Don't forget about that part of the situation. So when you talk about getting vulnerable and communicating and going deeper, yeah, I need a couple little dollars. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling women like just to be dating without funds. But what I am saying is to go deeper and don't just let his money be the only thing that speaks for who he is and the type of person that he is. He's not standing next to God and you are standing next to God, then you might want to find a man who has money and who also stands next to God, because they are out there. But you need to have those conversations in order to see if that's what's happening here.
Girl, again, you wrap that shit up again in a bowl. It's more than just sex, ladies and men. It's the integrity, the
It's more than
substance,
sex and money.
more than that.
Hmm.
Integrity, substance will could take you a long way that money and sex can only give you just the tip of the iceberg. The rest of that is the most important thing, and that's the stability in all relationships. So, T, as always, girl, you always do what you do. And with that, we're going to end this particular podcast of episode of On the Mic with the M.
And see.
Listen, people, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you can go ahead and get the latest, greatest episode from us. And until then, peoples, peace and blessings.